love this camera.
Catch me lacking. Bank account for my son, he won't have to struggle. You can see it in my eyes, all I do is hustle. They tried to knock me off my feet, I'm ready to rumble. Felt like I ain't ate in weeks, working off the muscle.
The NFL is on EA Sports, and we are in Silicon Valley at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago. This crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. And we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the New Orleans Saints. Here's Will Lutz ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Santa Clara. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 20.
What you doing, big fella? What you doing? Hold on, big fella. I look kind of fat. I do kind of. I don't know. Fuck. Looking swole. Look at that. Ooh. Looking swole.
5, call it the 26-yard line.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4. It's outfield.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. On 2nd and inches, Garoppolo, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time.
Well, they had the right down and the definite distance to take a shot downfield, but it didn't work out the way that they had envisioned.
No, that's a situation where if you take a sack close to the line of scrimmage, it's not that bad, but a loss like that, you can't take a sack there.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing you cannot do, they did.
That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A very solid gain of 27. They're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The sack coming from defensive end Cameron Jordan. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. On 2nd down, it's Coleman. He'll get 3, but it leaves him with a big hole here on 3rd and very long.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Check safety, check safety.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Cameron Jordan picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
Oh, I got lucky.
They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 24. A first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
And here's a throw that's taken in by the tight end Cook. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Set. 95-56. 95-56. Let's get it together.
On 2nd and 11 now. Breeze. And this is Cook with a grab. It's a big play there for the Saints. 45 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. And he's into the clear. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tent.
It's your boy Old Mo, you said momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he's kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't.
And got his man complete. And out across midfield down to the 45. A gain of 32 that time. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And this will have been returned to right around the 38-yard line. Well, CD, with the end of the season comes the announcement of the All-Pro team, and everybody was like, wait a second, Christian McCaffrey's listed twice. Is that a mistake? No, he got it both at running back and flex. Pretty impressive.
Very impressive, because I think a lot of people thought that if you have a running back and a flex position, that maybe Christian McCaffrey would go into the flex because he catches the ball so well. And you would go ahead and elevate the big guy out of Tennessee, Derrick Henry, to the All-Pro running back. Henry ends up being a second-team guy, but McCaffrey deserves being first-team running back as well as first-team flex. He had a tremendous, spectacular year.
And as you might imagine, Baltimore leads the way. 5 players named to the All-Pro selection. Of course, leading the way for them, the quarterback Lamar Jackson.
Yes, and rightly so. And I fully expect him to be named the MVP when we get to NFL honors right before the Super Bowl. He's going to sweep all of those, and he deserves it. Carried that team throughout the season and got better in their bigger games.
Here we go. 20. 54 Mike. You ain't doing nothing today.
On 2nd down now, it's Coleman. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13.
Here we go.
Fans, a reminder, I have a note card here that says ad-lib halftime preview. So I guess let's do just that as we'll hand things over to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando when this one reaches halftime. They do okay?
You did great. Not a bad job.
Hey.
You know, writing down your ad-libs.
If you print it, I'm going to read it. I'm Brandon Goddard.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
This nigga taking forever with this defense.
They'll run with Coleman on first down. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. On second down, it's Coleman. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Tevin Coleman, 29 yards. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. To throw again on second down. Breeze. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Eluding the pressure right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open, otherwise just don't do it.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. Breeze now. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack. So Breeze is going to stay out there, and they're going to go for this on 4th down. They do go for it. It's Breeze. Open man is Michael Thomas. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call? Yeah. We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down. Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. Ginn has it complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 17 there and a New Orleans first down. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 43. Kamara and an alley to run. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13. Breeze now on first down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Quan Alexander. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30. From the 31, Garoppolo nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Well, that last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long. Being chased out left. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Cameron Jordan, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Here comes the 49ers punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. On the return, Harris. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. This is caught by Ginn. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Breeze now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%. And it's 1st and 10. Breeze now to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. Ted Ginn, 36 yards. As his guys are able to pull a bit closer. Now Sean Payton going to say, let's go for 2 on this one. They'll try and run it here. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better. That return gets all the way to midfield, so we know the field position is absolutely flipped at this point. If I'm the defensive coordinator, I might think about blitzing right now to try and take field position back.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And he's taken down inside the 30. 13 yards there and a Niner first. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now Garoppolo. Open man is Samuel, complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through, and that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. On first down, Breeze. He'll let it fly in the direction again. And now here is another interception. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Another try after the first down sack. Garoppolo, Cameron Jordan, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Well, that last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long. To throw is Garoppolo. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Cameron Jordan, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really, really turning in an incredible performance. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Harris now to return. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And last time was a pretty one play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw them.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Nick Bosa, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. To try again after the sack. Breeze, great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Breeze now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Breeze. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by DJ Reed, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive, and they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you
It's live, bro. It's live. We live with it. We gonna see him quick. Give me that dub, baby. Give me that dub, baby. Give me that dub, baby. Give me that dub. Alright, my people. We out.